Hollow Knight, one of the best video games I've ever played, my favorite Metroidvania at least. The sequel is coming out in 1 to 3 days, depending on when this video is released. And in celebration of that, I was like, hey, I know how to make cocktails. Let's make a cocktail for every single area of Hollow Knight. That's 18 cocktails. I'm going to be completely smashed by the end of tonight. For a few criteria for what I was planning on actually doing here, each cocktail that I've made, number one, has to taste good, right? I actually want these to be delicious and like something that you could enjoy if you made them by yourself, not just some horrible malformed experiment. I do think that this should look like and represent the area pretty well. Third off, let's just have fun with it. Let's get kind of crazy with it. Let's have some weird ones in there. Just as a fun little celebration, you know? So the first place that you end up going in the game is Dirtmouth, cute little town, full of little bugs, very old, very rustic. So I was thinking, why not make something similar to an old-fashioned, maybe an improved whiskey cocktail? To start, we're going to want 2 ounces of rye whiskey. We're going to want about a 1/4 ounce of maraschino liqueur. I think this is made from cherry tree roots or something like that. I don't remember, but it's important for the improved whiskey. We're gonna do about 1/2 ounce of maple syrup to make this even more rustic, and we're already losing theming at this point. I don't know, maybe like a Selden corner for a Canadian. About 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Stir this bad boy up. Once I figure out how to stir things again. There we are. I cannot figure out how to stir things to save my life. Now, I'm not doing an absinthe rinse. I know this is similar to an improved whiskey. You'll see why in a second. I'm going to strain that into my glass. Beautiful. That is the initial Dirtmouth. We're going to change this up a little bit. That's lovely. That's sweet. It's got that bourbon flavor. It's got that Angostura. It's really, really nice. I like that a lot. Now, in order to make this a little bit more thematically appropriate, Dirtmouth is one of the 2 areas in the game that changes because the Grim Troop shows up. So I am going to give whoever is having this drink that 1/2 ounce of Campari on the side to add whenever they feel like it. Fantastic. There they are. And that really brings it together. I think that little bit of sort of grapefruity bitterness just really, really brings that together. That's fantastic. So after you're done with Dirtmouth, you head down into the Forgotten Crossroads. This is the first major area of the game. It's kind of a tutorial area, so I was thinking, why not make a tutorial kind of tutorial drink? And everyone starts with some pretty simple stuff. Gin and tonics are pretty simple, but let's make it more aesthetically interesting. And let's start by putting about 3/4 of an ounce of limoncello in a shot glass. This shot glass will be your black egg temple, and this limoncello will be your infection. That's going to be a running theme throughout this video, is lemon and orange are going to be infection. Now this is where it gets hard. Put the glass and then try to flip it upside down. I think I did a bad job. I did a mostly okay job. That's fine. We put in about 1.5 ounces of gin to give it that darker color that Forgotten Crossroads has, and to kind of mix well with the lemon. Coffee liqueur actually goes really, really well with this. So I'm going to add about 3/4 of an ounce of coffee liqueur. I mean, this is a gin and tonic. You just top it off with, 4 to 5 ounces of tonic water. Add some ice if you want to. This is really cold tonic, so this is gonna do. Yeah, I'll fill it up to about there so that I'm not losing the ability to drink that. So this is the Forgotten Crossroads before it's become infected. That's lovely. I mean, it just tastes like a coffee gin and tonic, right? It's not that interesting. Now, if we release the infection, we now have our infected Crossroads. That's much better. That lemon, why does that lemon and that coffee work together? I don't understand why that's a flavor combination that works, but it's fantastic. That's really, really lovely. Getting out of Forgotten Crossroads, we get to Greenpath, which is the first like real, like in my opinion, like major area. It's sort of a step up and change, and that means we're gonna start getting really weird with the cocktails. We are gonna start with this gin. This is Strange Nature gin. It's like extraordinarily floral. I don't know if this is like a widely available. Just get a really floral gin if you haven't. We're gonna use about an ounce of that. Everything in this cocktail is going to taste incredibly flowery. Very, very nice. We're gonna put in about 3/4 ounce of Midori. If you try to make any cocktail turn green, you just put Midori in it. It's very simple. About 3/4 ounce there. About 3/4 ounce of green chartreuse. This is, I think that this is a fake spirit. It's not, you can't find chartreuse anywhere at all, so I'm just gonna be using the Luxardo herbal liqueur. You're gonna wanna cut up a lime, and then juice the lime into a different container, because we're not using the juice. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that peel that you just juiced, and throw that into the cocktail. Throw that in there. Then, finally, before we start to really muddle this, throw in 5 to 6, or like 4 to 5 basil leaves. Where's our muddler? There it is. Go to town on this. I mean, aesthetically, like what more can you do for Greenpath than just making a really green floral drink, right? And start shaking. Awesome. Oh, hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. There we are. Excellent. And then we are just going to strain that right into this glass. I would throw in some ice for volume. I don't have the nice cubed ice, unfortunately. But throw in your little basil garnish, and there we have Greenpath. God, that's good. I know it doesn't sound like it. Oh god, I went down the wrong pipe. Oh, that's making the cut. All right, that's delicious. Actually, I know you don't believe me anymore. That's so nice. All right, I gotta get 15 more of these done. I don't know.
I think you're ahead of schedule because relatively on our time scale, that means you get 1 hour.
That's true.
Or
one an hour. Oh god.
4 an hour.
You guys are gonna be here for a while. Fungal Wastes. This is one of the most interesting cocktails that you can make, because how do you make a cocktail taste like mushrooms? Well, through a mushroom liqueur. That's interesting. I also get the vibe from, there's a lot of acid in Fungal Wastes, there's a lot of that stuff, so I get the kind of briny vibe from it. We're going to be using this Islay Scotch, which is really, really salty. About an ounce of that. About an ounce of our mushroom liqueur. About a ½ ounce of maraschino. Just a nice sweet liqueur for this. And then to get an even more sort of like earthy but sweet texture, I'm gonna go with Amaro di Angostura, which is a really nice aperitif that's flavored like Angostura bitters. So I'm gonna use a ½ ounce of that. Final thing is 1/4 ounce of lime juice, just to really bring out a tiny little bit of the flavors in there. Just a 1/4 ounce, nothing too crazy. Get this one shaken up. There we go. Ah, my god. This is going to be a recurring theme throughout the video, is that I can't do this. I'm doing it every time. 90-degree angle. Do you want to come on camera and show me how to do it, big boy? Right? I'm not crazy. There we go. All right. You're staying in the cut. All right. Beautiful. There's only one possible garnish for this. Garnish this with a mushroom. And then that's Fungal Wastes. Oh, that's so fun. It's briny and mushroomy, but it's like tamped down enough to where those flavors aren't like completely destroying each other. And it's just, oh, that's so good. It's really earthy. That's a weird cocktail, but it is fantastic. I highly recommend making this one. This is awesome. Oh, that's so good. After Fungal Wastes, people tend to go through Fog Canyon usually actually early on to get to Fungal Wastes, but I'm just going to do Fog Canyon afterwards. It's in the general area, and I would like to formally apologize to anyone watching this using a homemade lychee liqueur. I believe you can actually find a lychee liqueur at Total Wine. If not, just muddle 2 or 3 lychees into the gin that we're going to be using. We're going to start with 1.5 ounces of gin. We're starting with all the gin cocktails. I believe an entire ounce of this lychee liqueur. I'm going to be doing 1/2 ounce of ginger liqueur, which this stuff is fantastic. Highly recommend getting this stuff if I can open it. There we are. This is unnecessary for color, but I'm going to be adding it anyways. You can use normal simple syrup. I'm going to be using a dragon fruit syrup. Just a splash, probably about a quarter to 1/2 ounce. Squeezing about 1/2 lemon. We do need acid for the sour and the egg white to properly foam up. Get that squeezed in. And then finally, I don't know why I did this last, because it's the only part that can go like really south, is the egg white. Here we are. That was good. I hope that got caught on mic. Oh, nope. You dry shake it first. It's an egg white cocktail. You dry shake it. That's foaming up. Sweet. Nice and cold. It's gonna do it again to me. There we go. Hold on. No, oh my god. What is with this thing?
You might grab 2 wrong cups.
I might have grabbed 2 wrong cups. Let's be honest. There we are. Oh no, this is the right cups. That's pretty foamy. All right. Strain that one out. Should probably double strain this one, if I'm being honest. This is a lot. Oh god. There's our Fog Canyon. It'll start to settle and become a little bit more pinkish. That's so good. That's so good. Oh my god. It's so light, it's so airy, but it's also got that just like that astringency that the lychee brings. Oh, that's good. The ginger has like a tiny little bit of heat to it so that it doesn't like get too like muddled down. Oh, that's fantastic. After you're done with that general area of the map, we head down into City of Tears. Really beautiful place, very nice and blue, very regal and sort of elegant. So I was thinking a sort of like a sort of sweeter drink that tends to be nice, but still like very refined, very nice. And also, we have a alcohol called Madeira Rainwater, so I think that's pretty tonally, consistent. We're gonna be putting about 1 ounce of Madeira Rainwater into our cocktail. We're going to be split basing that with vodka, so about 1 ounce of vodka. Now, in order to make this kind of fun, I'm apologizing again. I'm using a cherry blossom liqueur. I don't know how to substitute this. This is a weird one. Use about 1/2 ounce of cherry blossom. I don't know, put some cherry blossom flowers in there or something. About 1/2 ounce of blue curacao. I'm not a huge fan of blue curacao, but like this is important for the stuff. And then for like the pleasure house, love tower sort of side, and for that sort of refined thing, you can use Chambord specifically for the refined thing. I'm just going to be using 1/4 ounce of raspberry liqueur, just to give it that little bit of red kick and vibe to it. Yep. This is, I mean, I'm leaving all of these in. I need an adult, please. There we are. I'm gonna hurt my hand though. And I'm a whiny baby. Oh, that's beautiful. Nice. And then garnish that with the peel of a lemon. Twist, give that a good old twist or something like that. Throw that in. And there we have our City of Tears. Yeah, that tastes like high-class Mountain Dew Voltage. That's awesome. I actually love that. Yeah, blue Jolly Rancher, but like highly sophisticated. Like very, very fun. That's good. I love that.
No, it tastes so good. I love salt. I just love salted like drinks and stuff. I've had a salted.
This one's not that salty. It is rocky. Okay. It's minerally. That's
more
the
mineral.
Yeah, it's more minerally. Yeah, that's
I love mineral water.
Oh, it's topping off a Topo Chico. So This is gonna be fun. We are making Crystal Peak, which is, yes, I've been recording this whole time. Crystal Peak, fun place to go. I go here after I play. Like, I've played through this game a couple times. I go here every time after City of Tears. This place very pink, very minerally. Everyone's mining a bunch of stuff, so I wanted to make this one like pretty like rocky. We're gonna start with about 1.25 ounces of vodka. And this is going to be another split base, but it's going to be about 2.5 ounces of base, which is, these are starting to get really heavy. 1.25 ounce of Lillet. This is like, sort of like wine vermouth. It's kind of interesting. It does go bad, so make sure to put it in the fridge if you buy this. 1/2 ounce of Italicus Bergamot liqueur. This is some fun stuff. Bergamot is the flavor of Earl Grey tea. It's really, really nice. It's a little citrusy. It's a little fun. I put this in a lot of different drinks. This stuff is awesome. We are going to do about 1/3 of an ounce of our dragon fruit syrup again. Once again, this is just use any syrup. This is just for aesthetics. About 1/3 of an ounce in there. We are going to put in 2 bar spoons of oleosaccharum. This is where you take lemon peels and put it into sugar and just let the sugar pull the oil out, and it makes its own syrup. So we're going to put about 2 bar spoons of oleosaccharum in here. And then to really get sort of, because this place is a mine, it has like this sort of machine vibe. There's all these like sort of conveyor belts moving through it. I think adding a couple tobacco bitters to give it a sort of smokiness can actually make it feel like it has a little bit of that machine-y vibe. So I'm going to put in about 2 dashes of tobacco bitters. I should stir this drink. While we're stirring, let's add about, just to get the aesthetic thing, about the back spoon, like the back tail end of a spoon of pink luster dust. Just to make it really, maybe like 1.5. We want to make this really pink and vibrant and fun. Let's go. That's nice and pink and spirally. Now, to get it even more minerally, we top it off with Topo Chico. There is Crystal Peak. God, that's fun. Oh my God, it's very minerally. Like, it has that mineral-like flavor, like, really present, but it's so nice. It looks gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. That's so good. So, Resting Grounds tends to come after Crystal Peak. There's a big pit that you fall down into. Very dreamlike place. Involves a lot of different sorts of themes of dreams. So making this like a shimmery sort of gold looking cocktail seems like the right idea. And I kind of wanted to go with like, I don't know why, it felt like a holidays themed kind of place. Like, so sort of like spiced apple sort of vibe. We're going to be doing 1.5 ounces of, I'm using a Japanese whiskey, but you can use any like pretty like neutral-ish whiskey that you want. About 1/2 ounce of elderflower liqueur and 1/2 ounce of apricot liqueur. Squeezing about 1/2 lemon. That tends to be about 1/2 ounce to 0.75 ounces. I'm just going to squeeze that directly into the crystal. Make this a little bit more dreamlike. We add gold luster dust. Same amount, probably 1.5 back spoonfuls. Just make it real pretty. Let's stir that up. All right, stir it up. Yep, pour that beautiful golden liquid right in there. And now this is where it gets a little tough. I'm going to try to layer blue curacao at the bottom for like Blue Lake, that sort of vibe. Pour it on the back of a spoon. Okay, never mind. Pour it on the back of a spoon. And hope that it did not settle at the bottom. That's too much too. But you know, it's settling at the bottom. That's cool, actually. I like that. I don't hate that at all. Oh, I forgot to add the bitters. I use the, you can add Angostura bitters. I'm going to use the old-fashioned aromatic bitters because these are a little bit more cinnamony. I'm going for that sort of vibe. So about 2 dashes of that in there. That actually works. I like the fact that that's kind of layered on there. That's fun. And then I'm actually going to top this off with dry cider. Like you know, alcoholic cider, just to finish that off. Not sponsored by our extraordinarily local brand of cider.
Reach out.
Please reach out, please. But there we have the resting grounds. Oh, that worked. That funneled at the bottom. Yeah, that works. That's so good. That's Christmassy. I'm shocked at how Christmassy that is. This is like, serve this at a holiday party. This is fantastic. Royal Waterways, the area in Hollow Knight that everyone forget exists. It's always there. Nobody remembers that it's real. It's just a sewer system. Yeah, it's not very interesting. But there's a lot of worms. And so to start, we're gonna actually rim our a glass. We're gonna be rimming our glass with agave worm salt. This is some fun stuff. If I'm able to rim it properly. There we are. I don't know why. Rum just feels like a proper thing for the Royal Waterways. Half an ounce of Amaro de Angostura. Because this has... It's a little earthy. It's a little... Where did I put it? There it is. We can already start to see the effects of alcohol on me. We're going to add about a half an ounce of apricot liqueur as well, just because I think that this really works with it. We are going to be adding about a half an ounce of Madeira rainwater, so it tastes like sort of the castaway rain that's coming down from the City of Tears. So about a half an ounce of Madeira rainwater. I believe there's also a half an ounce of lime juice in this, because there's a lot of acid, you know. I'm giving these to a bunch of people, so we're all drunk now. This is bad. We're like, this is like the 8th cocktail of 18.
Yeah,
this is a bad idea.
My doctor says I'm not supposed to drink.
There we have it, the Royal Waterways.
Dude, that's so pretty.
That's so nice. That's so nice. It's really subtle. Surprised at how subtle it is.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh.
That's so nice.
That's pleasant.
Right? That's really pleasant. I am already getting drunk. This is fun.
Already?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to be bad. There's been alcohol in these drinks the whole time. I'm not editing any of this out. Everything that has been said here is staying in the cut. Ancient Basin is a place directly beneath Royal Waterways that serves as a sort of like major test for the player. I mean, broken vessels down there. It's kind of empty for the most part, but it's very like sort of there's no like, the ambience is just, there's no music, there's no nothing like that. It's very fun. I like that place a lot. It serves as the entrance to the abyss. So I'm going to be making something that looks sort of like a little basin with a little bit of infection added into it. This is a rum base that me and my roommate discovered. It is fantastic. You use about half an ounce of 151 rum. Sure. Half an ounce of a coconut rum. So, you know, how to make coconut rum not taste like suntan lotion. And then half an ounce of the ginger liqueur that I have raved about. This stuff is fantastic. Seriously, it's so good. This like seems like it's not a base. Because of that 151 rum, it's still about 40%. So this is a base. You want to use about half an ounce of a spicy liqueur. Antareus is something available. I made this jalapeno serrano liqueur. It's fantastic. We'll be using this again in a few later cocktails because this is fantastic. And then to really get that sort of burnt old vibe to this thing, I'm going to use about half an ounce of Averno, which is a very nice aperitif that kind of tastes like burnt sugar. Very good stuff. I say about 1.5 dashes of chocolate bitters. So throw some chocolate bitters in there. We're even running low on ice, so that's fun. Yeah, we'll have that. Yay! First try. Pour this in. It originally will look a little orangish. This will like settle down once it's like sort of settled into like a darker looking like ichor sort of thing. And then for the final touch, you get a peel of an orange. Get that lighter, big boy. Thank you, thing. I hope your whole arm and face is in shot. You're gonna want to torch the orange peel. Just get a nice like torching on that. Get it a little burnt actually. I know people tend to like squirt the oils directly in. I want to burn this entire peel. And there we have the Ancient Basin. It's starting to settle a little bit. It looks nice and orange. Ancient Basin is a pretty infected place, so it makes sense to have a lot of orange. That's still one of my favorite drinks ever. I love that thing so much. It does, right? It looks like sediment rock, which makes sense for something so buried so deep below the earth. It's like very burnt. It's very like spicy. I love this drink. It's one of my favorites I've ever made. You can actually get the coconut liqueur. Like it's really, really fun. It's such a strange drink, and I love this one. This is one I would highly recommend you make. So next up, Deepnest. At this point, because the game is so open, it just comes in any order. Who cares? This is actually going to be another sort of like very desserty drink, because this is a dark chocolate cream liqueur that I found at Total Wine. It's very, very nice. You're going to put about 2 ounces of that dark chocolate cream liqueur in here. 1 ounce of vodka. And then we are going to do, just to make this a little bit more desserty, 1/2 ounce of vanilla syrup. We're going to put about 3 dashes of just straight up cinnamon in here. Just some cinnamon powder. And then for the final little ingredient, and this is going to sound crazy, gochujang paste, right? Get like a little dollop, like this much, right? Nothing too crazy. Mix it up like pretty well with the spoon, just to make sure that it kind of dissolves. There we are. Strain this bad boy into a glass. Oh, that looks beautiful. Just as a final little topper for that, last night I made a few bits of spun sugar for this to like make it look like a little bit of a nest. Don't do this. This sucked. Making caramel and then having like putting a fork into it and like flinging it around like a lunatic. It's a terrible idea, but it does look cute. Oh! I have not tried this before. We're putting 2 in to balance on top. There we go. Well, that's why I made 2. There you have Deepnest.
It's thick. Thick on.
That's lovely. It has that little bit of gochujang spice to it, but it is mostly dark chocolate. That is fun. That is really fun. Oh, that fell over.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's fun. That's a good drink. Ooh.
Are you pronouncing gochujang as gochujang?
Kingdom's Edge. The Grave Marked in Ash, I believe it's called in the game. So I want to make this sort of ashy, very like different. Also, we have a giant worm at the bottom of it. Sometimes mezcal is sold with a worm at the bottom of it. So I think this was going to be a good idea for a mezcal drink. Now, we're going to start by rimming a glass with, I would say, probably about half sugar, half agave worm salt. I like this agave worm salt stuff. It is really good. I want this stuff to be rimmed all the way around, actually. We have about 1.5 ounces of mezcal. This is a really nice mixing mezcal. That's pretty cheap, hopefully. Look at that. About 1.5 ounces of that mezcal. And then to split the base, just to make sure that we're not doing that, I'm going to put in 1/2 ounce of tequila. I think it really does just make it so that it's not like too overwhelming for people who may not be so into mezcal. About 1/2 ounce of that ginger liqueur again. It just adds a little bit of heat, adds a little bit of flavor to it. I'm not even joking, add 1/2 ounce of cinnamon whiskey. You can use Fireball. I'm using Catch Fire. Fireball is, a nightmare. This stuff is actually pretty good. And then we're gonna do about 1/2 of a lemon. Once again, that's about 1/2 to 0.75 ounces. It doesn't have to be that specific. Second try this time. And then in order to make like, Kingdom's Edge has the Coliseum of Fools, which is a really fun little area where you fight a bunch of people. I'm gonna add a little bit of blood sport to this. This is hibiscus syrup. Anything you add this to makes it look like blood, but it tastes fantastic. It is one of my favorite syrups I've ever made. So you just kind of swirl that around, let it drip to the bottom, just like how in the game, like all the people start falling down. And that is our Kingdom's Edge. That's so good. It's not a margarita. That's the most important part. Is that it doesn't taste like a margarita. It's very smoky. It's very ashy, but like it's really, really nice. That cinnamon whiskey just adds a tiny bit of kick to it that I think really, really adds a lot. And that's, oh my god, I put a lot of sugar and stuff on the rim. This is insane, but it is very nice. Oh, that's lovely. Apologies for Kingdom's Edge audio. That's gonna sound really bad. Hive, this is a fun one. We're gonna be mashing up a bee's knees and a Queen's Park Swizzle because it's fun. I was like, you know, I kind of wanted to include a Queen's Park Swizzle in this, and then I realized like halfway through making this that I put it in the Hive instead of in the Queen's Gardens, which was a big oversight. The Hive, a lovely little place full of fun bees, gorgeous, very yellow, very beautiful. 2 ounces of dark rum. We're gonna put in an entire ounce of honey syrup. Honey syrup, let me get this shot. Honey syrup, just to really get that honey flavor. I want that to be a major presence in there. It's gonna be a pretty sweet cocktail. We're gonna put about 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. We're gonna put a bunch more at the top at the end. So 2 dashes in the actual drink. And then we are going to juice half a lemon. This is a lime. Half a lime. And half of a lemon. I want to throw in a few mint leaves just to make sure that we're doing all that. Real Queen's Park Swizzle style. Muddle that up. Get those mint nice and bashed around to get all their oils out. Then get an ice bag or something. Fill this bad boy up with ice. Crush up a ton of ice. Nice. There we are. I'm getting toasted. This is bad. And start adding a bunch of crushed ice and start pushing it down and getting it in there. This ice should be a lot better crushed than what I just did. Oh god, oh no! Oh, this is a disaster. Sprig this with a little mint leaf and get, I'd say about 3 dashes of Angostura bitters on top, just as a little contrast. So 1, 2, 3. This should be quite honey heavy. This should be quite sweet. This should be quite interesting and reverent towards a queen. That is very Hive to me. That's lovely. That's so good. It's sweet. Oh, there's the honey. There's the honey. Wow, that's strong. Yeah, if you don't like honey, which that's insane. Yeah, this will not be up your alley, but this is fantastic. Wow. Howling Cliffs. Probably the worst area in the game, in my opinion. I kind of hate it. It's not really all that fun to go back to. I'm not a huge fan of it. But let's have a little fun with this. Howling Cliffs, it's pretty windy out there. What do we think of when we think of a liquor that is involved with windiness? Because I think of a windy city, and I think of Malort. So we're going to be making a Malort cocktail. This hopefully tastes good. I have made it. It does taste good, but, you know, I'm drunk, and I have no idea if this is going to stand up to scrutiny. We're going to put about 0.75 ounces of Malort in here. Split base with that and make this total 2 ounces. We're going to use spiced rum. We need something to counterbalance the long-lasting bitterness of Malort. We're going to do about half of an ounce of creme de violette just to get the color a little darker. Howling Cliffs, once again, pretty purple, pretty dark. Blue Curacao has been an accidental revelation for this. You know, we got Joni's Repose is in Howling Cliffs. Joni's here. So we're gonna put in half an ounce of blue curacao for Joni. Pour one out for her. Rest in peace. Get an entire ounce of orange juice in here. If I can fit the orange in this juicer. It just brightens it up. It cuts down the Malort a lot. That's about an ounce. Bang. I need to start using my fridge ice. That is gone. Oh, that's awesome. That looks lovely. There we have the Howling Cliffs. It's very orange up front. There's the Malort. Okay, yeah. It kind of starts out very strongly orange, immediately goes into Malort, and now it's finishing with the spiced rum and creme de violette. That's very nice. Blue curacao is entirely, you can't taste it at all in this. It's just for, optics, but I actually don't hate that at all. For a cocktail with Malort in it, and with a very prevalent amount of Malort in it, that is not bad at all. I quite like that. Because the back end actually dies down quite a lot. It's a lot better than the Howling Cliffs in game, I'll tell you that much. Okay, 4 more left. This is such a bad idea. I'm so wasted. Oh my god. So next on the stop after Kingdom's Edge and the Hive and all that sort of stuff, I do the Abyss. Because you need it to go into Queen's Gardens, and I don't know, Shade Dash is nice to have for White Palace, I guess. Is it? I actually haven't thought about that. You know how the Abyss sort of looks like it's like the liquid is coming out of whatever that guy's holding? That guy who's holding, I swear to God, that looks like a margarita glass, right? It kind of looks like a margarita glass. So I wanted to make like a sort of off-ish margarita. We're gonna start by rimming a glass with black lava salt. Oh my God. That's so much. We want all of the ingredients in this to be a nice dark pitch, void flavored black. We are going to make a sort of off margarita. So we're actually gonna start with about 2 ounces of reposado. Now this is gonna taste a little bit more aged. It's gonna taste a little bit more sort of vanilla-y. I think that that's gonna add a little bit more to this drink. So we're gonna do about 2 ounces of that. Nice. Next up, half an ounce of Cointreau. It's not a margarita without a little triple sec. It's also not a margarita, but too bad. It is half an ounce of creme de violette. This is coming back from the last cocktail. Just to make it a little darker, just to give it a little bit more floral of a kick. I think that half an ounce of this works perfectly in this drink. It is 5:04.
Yeah, I'm not making that.
I didn't guess that.
Whoa! I'm gonna put an entire ounce of grapefruit juice into this. Please don't let the seed fall in.
I don't know.
Now is when we get really weird. These are, I'm going to be putting squid ink into this. Like that much. You see how that much that is? Like that's about as much as you want. Next you're gonna take a little bit of activated charcoal. Start sprinkling that in. Just a little bit at a time. You don't want too much. Okay, that's a lot. Get this one mixed up. Let's go. We're good. I went backwards. I went backwards on this one. Oh God, it's oh my God. Oh no.
You are like, oh no.
I know, right? It's bad. Get that one poured out. Oh, that is beautiful.
That is very pretty.
That is gorgeous. That is the Abyss. Oh, that's good.
I'd be scared drinking.
That is so good.
Spill it all over myself.
It's so much. It has every single element of a margarita, except it's like one step removed from it.
Clean your teeth.
It feels so homey. I don't understand how to explain it. It feels so like being wrapped in a warm blanket. 3 left. Oh my God, 3 left. Oh, I need to close my my door. Ah! People are gonna see that.
I feel like
It's been open the whole time.
Who cares?
Not the whole time, but most of the shots.
Most of the shots. White Palace. This is a fun cocktail because it is very deceptive. I wanted to make this sort of like a Manhattan style where it looked sort of very regal, looked very crystal, looked very clear, and then when you taste it, it tastes like 1,000 fucking buzzsaws. I'm gonna add 1.5 ounces of mezcal. I guess mezcal has accidentally become the sort of the de facto liquor for the de facto liquor for the white king, the pale king. That spicy liqueur that I mentioned recently that was used in Ancient Basin. This is pretty clear, so it's going to make this look a little better. You can use Ancho Verde, which is I think a variation of that. It's going to look a little green, but that's fine. Use about 1/2 ounce of that. I want about 1/2 ounce of Cointreau just to get a little bit of orange in there. About 1/2 ounce of coconut rum. This works. I don't know why it works, but it does. To top this off, about 2 bar spoons of oleosaccharum. About 2 bar spoons. Nothing too crazy. Get this shaken out. Just get that shaken out, and then we pour this right into our martini glass. This should have been cold. I should have made this cold. That's my bad. That one is so good. That one's my favorite I've made. That is so good. I love mezcal, so that's the first point. But my God, just the way that all of the things work together. It's spicy. I really do think that coconut rum adds a lot to it. Oh, that's so good. If you like mezcal, this is one of the best drinks I've ever had. I'm not even joking. I love this thing to death. Oh yeah. Queen's Gardens. So Queen's Gardens, you gotta go to the Abyss before you do it, in order to get to like whatever her name is. I don't care. I'm so drunk at this point. Oh my God. Throw about 5 or 6 mint leaves into a can, and about a can. Cut up a lemon to like 4/8 of a lemon, and then we're gonna muddle the crap out of it. I didn't do an intro to Queen's Gardens. Queen's Gardens, very beautiful, very similar to Greenpath, but like a little bit more lush and a little bit more extravagant. I'm really getting this right near the lava mic. That's gonna be a beautiful ASMR. And then we're gonna do about 0.75 ounces, or about 3/4 of an ounce of each of these. This is 43. This is a Spanish liqueur. It's kind of caramel. It's like caramel heavy. This is the tequila heavy portion of the night. We're gonna do about 3/4 of an ounce of that. Bang. 3/4 of an ounce of mezcal. I guess since the Pale King has had influence over Queen's Gardens, and like this is a royal family sort of thing, I guess mezcal works as a sort of stand-in for that. And then this is another one. If you want to just muddle half a kiwi into this, go for that. I'm going to put in about 3/4 of an ounce of kiwi liqueur. Oh my God. The vibes of the end of this are going to be so off. This is such a weird, this is so weird. We're all so drunk. Pour this in there. It doesn't look like a lot, but once we put the Tom Collins ice in there. And then fill the rest up with club soda. Just get it nice and easy. Kind of mix it up so that it's all around. And there is our, I should put a mint sprig in this, but I don't have enough mint. This is our Queen's Gardens. That's so good. That's so bright. It's so fresh. Weirdly enough, I know I muddled about 1/4 of a lemon into it. It is very lemony. As a half a lemon, actually. The kiwi comes through. That's pretty citrusy. I actually don't taste a ton of mezcal. If you're not huge into mezcal, this still might work for you. That's lovely. That's so good. Godhome, the final one. People tend to end on this. I do. I certainly always go here. Let's get going. I am. This is not. Whew. This is. I am very drunk right now. Oh, that's bad. Okay. All right. About 1 ounce of vodka, just as our base, and then the rest is going to be liqueurs. So this is a very sweet drink, but it's sweet in a fun way. 1/2 ounce of elderflower. Half an ounce of that 43 liqueur. Apologies again for using a liqueur I made. This is the soccer liqueur. We're gonna have about a half ounce of this. It just adds that slight level of like floral bitterness that I think really adds to it. About half an ounce of Italicus liqueur. That's the Bergamot. This stuff is great. This is all staying in. I can't, if it catches any of you, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Shake that bad boy up. All right.
Not gonna lie.
There,
I've done a whole half of that.
once we let this settle down. Oh my God. Ambrosia. Ambrosia, the Greek gods are smiling down upon me. That is so fantastic. Oh, it is sweet. It is very sweet. Oh my God, but it is good. Oh my God, there's so many flavors and they all work together. I don't understand how to even parse that. That is one of the best things I've ever had. Thank you so much for watching. If you were able to make it through this poorly edited, poorly shot nightmare of a video. I am balls to the wall drunk right now. Why are you guys releasing, why did you guys announce it 2 weeks in advance? You should have announced it like a month in advance, so I had like, you know, 2 weeks to like really get all the setup and all that stuff. But you know, yeah, this is, yeah, let's blame Team Cherry. Let's blame Team Cherry on this. I can't believe you guys are releasing this game so soon. What the hell? You should have waited longer. If you enjoyed this video, I'm never gonna make another video. So, too bad.